Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my 2020 bullet journal. 2020 was the first year that I decided to start bullet journaling, and I used this Leuchtturm 1917 notebook in this gray color that I really enjoyed, and I think it's a great affordable option for starting out with a bullet journal. I just got it at my local bookstore and they're pretty widely available. And I decorated the cover with a couple of these stickers from Seltzer Goods that I just got at my local stationery store as well. So I love the look, and I kind of just added these like throughout the year as I was working on this bullet journal. So first page, I just wrote my name in this kind of gold metallic marker, and then I did a little pen swatch over here. I don't really use my index at all. I just haven't found the need to do it, and everything's kind of just in chronological order, and it's usually pretty easy to find things. So starting off for the year, I put this quote, "Women who invest in themselves go further," and I love that quote, and I thought it tied in nicely with my theme for 2020, which was basically just trying to invest in myself in both like self-care and work-wise, just really like doing things for me, and kind of making that more of a priority rather than doing things that I thought would make other people in my life happy. So I really love that quote. And then title page, "Hello 2020, the year of new beginnings," which kind of ties into the theme also. And I also got married this year, so I thought that was an appropriate little quote there too. So we have my grid spacing and my year at a glance. The grid spacing I didn't really end up using. If you've seen my 2021 setup video, you will know that I did this completely different for this year. I think I actually messed up making this, so it wasn't even like usable. So didn't really use this, but I really like the way this came out with the colors and the little stickers. And I didn't really use this page either. I wasn't really looking back at it, but I do like how it turned out. And in my 2021 journal, I actually combined my year at a glance with my future log. I just thought that made a little bit more sense. And I don't even have a future log in this journal. So I had a place for goals, focus, and affirmations, and places visited that I never filled out. I never filled this out, and then this just never... I really only went to one place at the beginning of January 2020, and I never filled that out, and then I didn't travel at all, so I'm just leaving that blank. And this is my things to check out in 2020 page. I have music, movies, TV shows, and podcasts. And then this was one of my reading trackers in this journal. So books I read, I put 30 books here because that was my reading goal for 2020. But I ended up passing that, and then you'll see that later down the road with other trackers. So this is my 2020 in picture spread. I just covered some things up in this journal just for privacy reasons, but I really like the way that this turned out with all the photos. I only have like one actual Polaroid in here, and then the rest I just printed and cut out to make it look like a Polaroid, which I thought kind of works better and it's less bulky. So I liked how that came out. And then here's the other part too, which I loved. And on to January. So I have a quote page, title page, monthly calendar, habit tracker. So this was my first month ever doing a bullet journal, and I think it came out pretty well considering. I did a mood tracker, which I don't really do anymore. Pages read, because I was trying to track how much I was reading every day to hopefully get to my goal of 30 books. And then I did, this is my first weekly of the year, so it's a shorter week, but I still have goals and tasks. And then I ended up adding in some gratitude moving forward. A little quote. January, I really thought that I did a great job like keeping the theme moving through with the constellations. And I really used my bullet journal a lot for like various tasks, and I really got into it, and I thought that it really just like it was a great month and a great like first month for starting bullet journaling. And then I moved to February, and my month was love as usual. So a little quote, title page, and then same sort of setup with the monthly layout and the habits. Mood tracker, which I really loved how this came out. It took me so long to set up though, but it was worth it. I love how it looks. I did my pages read over here. You can see I made some mistakes and just kind of whited them out. Kombucha tracker, I started making my own kombucha this year, just for a little bit, basically until shutdown, but that's kind of where I kept my notes about it. Brain dump. So this kind of turned just into like a journal, and I've been thinking about maybe like starting just a regular journal where I just like put my thoughts, because I've enjoyed having space to do that. First weekly in February, I put a little recipe here that I made for a Super Bowl party. More weeklies. And then we're in March. So March I did a little bit different. I put, instead of a quote page here, I put my monthly setup, or my monthly spread here, title page, and then I did my habits and mood on this page. And you can see I only really tracked until halfway through the month, and that's really when everything kind of shut down. So pages read, brain dump I didn't really use, and then this was my weekly, so I definitely changed it up for March. I did weekly events at the bottom, and then I started to do more like journaling for each day. And so I only really did it for a little bit. And that is all of March because of the shutdown. So you'll see that it kind of gets a little bit less consistent from here. Sorry if you can hear that noise. There's construction going on outside, and there has been for like the past 3 weeks. And I've been trying to film this, and I restarted because you can hear the noise in the background, but we're just gonna go with it. So this is April. I didn't do any sort of like monthly setup for April or weekly setup. This was just something that I felt like I wanted to do. I hadn't been bullet journaling for like a few weeks or almost a month, and I wanted to just like use my journal and do something creative in it. So I did sort of this like map, I guess, of all the different stuff, like how I was practicing self-care, what I was feeling, stuff that I was doing that made me happy, gratitude, just the fact that it was coronavirus, and then some of my favorite stuff that I was currently loving. So did that, and then I made this little just doodle basically, and then I wrote this little poem for it. Good morning to the birds and the bees, to the flowers and the trees, let's all rise and shine like the sun. So I just loved that little jingle. And then this was, it says ideal morning routine, but it's really my whole day. I just kind of mapped out like what would give me sort of a routine. So I just kind of did stuff that I thought would make me feel better throughout the day or give me some structure. I didn't really follow this like to a T at all, but it did, like just putting it together kind of mentally helped me figure out what may be helpful. And then we're into May. So May I tried to keep pretty simple because it was the first time I was trying to like go back to a regular bullet journal setup. And I figured I wanted to keep the theme simple so I would actually use it. So I introduced the step tracker because I was trying to like go for walks every day and I just wanted to keep track of like how I was doing with that. You can see I only used it for the first half of the month. Habit tracker, same deal, only used for the first half. And then I did a little journal entry there. And that was all of May. So I didn't really get back into it, but I do like the couple spreads that I used. And it was just a really like hard point of the year for me. I was rescheduling my wedding. I was just doing a lot of stuff and wasn't gravitated to my bullet journal at the time. And that's okay. So later on I did a bunch of pen swatches just to kind of like, I hadn't done this yet, like all of my pens, and then I just wanted to kind of get into like back into the journal and using pages, and I thought this might be a good way to do that. And then I moved on to June. So this theme is inspired by Elizabeth from Plant-Based Bride. She did a very similar theme for June in her 2020 bullet journal. With the gold lettering and these kind of like sketched out black flowers. But I really like how this came out a lot. And then I did a quote here, my monthly, or month at a glance, monthly spread. This was like, I just had all these scrap paper and I just wanted to use it for kind of like a habit tracker type of thing, but I don't really like how it came out and I didn't really stick with it. And then this was the day I did a little journal entry because I got some stuff for restorative yoga in the mail and I just really started enjoying doing restorative yoga at night. And you'll see that I incorporate that into like my habits moving forward. It's just keeping track of when I restore. So I just wanted to kind of document that. Okay, this spread is one of my most used spreads. So I got married this year. It was a much different wedding than I had originally planned. And it actually ended up being more perfect. Like, I recommend small weddings. I originally had like 150 people planned for my wedding, and we had to cut that a lot. We cut it down to 30, so it was, and even then it was like, if people weren't comfortable, they like didn't come. So we had a lot of people sending gifts to us who weren't coming to the wedding, and I just wanted a place to kind of keep track of what they were sending, like who sent it, what they were sending, and what it was for. And then these check boxes are if I sent a thank you note. That was something I was really concerned about, was like losing track of the gifts and not getting everyone a thank you note. So this spread was kind of like my answer to keeping that all organized, and I ended up having another one too, and it was so helpful. Literally cannot recommend this enough for any, like, even if it's just holiday gifts or any sort of occasion, graduation, where you know you're getting a bunch of gifts kind of like over time. Like, these came in over the course of months, and so I just wanted one place to track it all. Then this is just a little journal entry as well, and this was just a little like stuff to order for my bachelorette trip. And then we're into July. So July, I got these new washi tapes and I wanted to use them. So you'll see that it's just, July is just like a combination of using random washi tapes, but I made these little popsicles, which I think are cute. And then I just did this little watercolor quote. I started getting more into like skincare in July, and so I did a little like skincare routine layout. And then this is a weekly in July, so it's like the second week, I believe. But this is the first time I've done like a layout like this where it's basically like all the days of the week are here, events, tasks. I started having more events for just the wedding as it was coming up, and then I have habits and just kind of what I was currently consuming, books, music, videos, all that stuff. This is another recipe that I learned. This is still July, so just like different washi tape that I wanted to use, and I had this paper. But I made this packing list for my bachelorette trip, and otherwise like kind of similar layout to the week before. I got this bike washi tape and these like camping stickers that I used. And then we're into August, which August was my favorite month of this whole bullet journal. It's the month I got married, but I just love the look of it. I feel like it's so elegant, and just I love the colors and the stickers. I got these stickers from Serica Studio. She's here on YouTube as well, and she has great kind of vintagey stickers. So I just love the way this turned out. Here's my first weekly. I did habits over here. This is kind of when I started, or in July, I started keeping track of my habits in my weeklies. And I've kind of never have gone back. So habits, days of the week, I just put this here because I think I had space to fill, but it was interesting keeping track of my meals. And I do to-do, so all the like last minute to-do stuff I had to do before the wedding. This was my wedding week, so more last minute to-dos, habits, events down here. And then this was just like a little journal entry I wrote to myself after the wedding, and I love it. So last week, or third week in August, this was the week after we got married, and I took the whole week off, so I didn't have any from work. I didn't have any events or anything. We went stayed at a little hotel and kind of just like took some time to ourselves. And then we have September. So September I tried to do like a back to school theme, or like education. And you see I have a little quote here, and then like a little doodle stuff over here. Here's the monthly spread, important dates. And then I did an expense tracker. So I cover this for personal reasons, obviously. But I did try and keep track of all my expenses in September. So everything from like Patreon, different subscription like Netflix, to utilities, to like shopping, groceries, all of that. And I actually found like a bunch of places that I could cut down that I wasn't really finding like value in, and places I could like I did want to support more creators on Patreon, so I like saved money other places and like relocated to those. So that was great. I recommend doing an expense tracker if you sort of feel like your expenses are kind of out of control. Just 1 month just to see. You don't have to do it every month, but just doing it the 1 month really like can help you. Okay. So this is my reading tracker, one of the other ones I did. This is also inspired by Plant-Based Bride, and it's just a little like library card, and I didn't fill it out all the way, but that's fine. And then an autumn bucket list. I wanted to make this more cute, and then I just didn't have the time or the creative energy to do it, so I just kind of made a list. And then we're into October. So I just love this quote, "Happy haunting." I think it's just, I love it. And then I did a little monthly layout, habits, and then I left this blank, like this page blank, and then I decided to make just like start writing down ideas for habits to track in November. So I did that, and then layout, weekly layout, and then this was, I got a bunch of new washi tapes again, and so I just kind of like did little swatches of them. Another weekly layout. These stickers are from Catnip here on YouTube as well, and I totally changed my look of October to match these stickers, and I really liked it, so I kept it for the next week. And then here I did a little journal entry, but I just taped it closed because it's personal, but I wanted to be able to look back on it, so I just used this washi tape, and it will just peel right off later if I ever want to look at it. And then right into November. So these are printables like from Elizabeth on Plant-Based Bride, and I'm part of her Patreon, so I get them, but that is why. She always makes like printables from her theme, so it's just a nice benefit to being a Patreon of hers. And I did habits again. Clearly I didn't really use this at all. My first weekly tasks, and I started, this is the first time I like did a layout like this where I put tasks on one side, events on the other side. But I felt like it was kind of wasting space because I didn't really have, I keep all my work stuff in a different bullet journal, so I don't really have like a ton of personal tasks that take up a lot of time, only in certain months, so I felt like this was kind of a waste of space personally for me. And then this is week 2, so I kind of changed it up a little bit. And I liked this layout, and I ended up doing this layout for a couple weeks. So I got some Happy Meal. One of the things I wanted to do for the holidays was order stuff from a bunch of YouTubers. Or every year I try and order one thing from a YouTuber who has like an Etsy shop who I support, just because I consume their content for free mostly, and I just feel like it's a good way to give back. Plus I just love what they make. So this is from Job's Journal. He's here on YouTube as well. And I tried to do it in like a Job Journal style. So this is just all the stuff that came with like my package. This is just packing materials. It's not anything that I purchased. This was just like all kind of like fun packing stuff. So I think I just love his style too, and everything's so bright and colorful. And then we're into December. So this is like the first month I did a bullet journal setup on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it if you want. I did a Christmas lights theme. Here's my monthly setup, goals, tasks. And this is the first time I did a monthly setup on 2 pages. Holiday gift tracker, holiday playlist, holiday recipes, which I didn't end up using. My first week, and then you'll see, so I did like the tasks and habits situation, but then you'll see I changed it up again, and I kind of started using what was this like blank area in November. I started filling with my habits, which I liked a lot, and then I kind of just kept doing that for the rest of the month. Here's just where I jotted down some future theme ideas. Just because I wanted to do a little like doodle session, and anytime I get stuck I can just come back and look at this. And then last week of December I started tracking my workouts, which actually helps me like keep working out, because I wanted the layout to look balanced with having these like black bars in on each day. And then a little journal entry, a photo of my kitty, and then that was it. And I did have like some pages left. So what I actually did was I did a little like reading journal entry in the back here. So this is all like 2020 in books, a reading journal, and I'm thinking about doing like kind of a more substantial reading journal for this year. I haven't decided yet, but this was just kind of like made on a whim last minute in December. But I have like the books I read in January, my favorite book of the month, and then I just repeat that for each month. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August I read a lot. September I didn't really read much. October and November. And last but not least, December, which I read a lot too. And you can see I thought I was done, and then I ended up finishing one last one. So I had to like change everything. And then I did a little like my year-end books spread at the end. And because I read that last book, I had to like cover up and rewrite the like update the numbers and stuff. But I like how this turned out, and I liked tracking my reading kind of in a bigger way because I do read a lot like for me, so it's just nice to kind of keep track and look back and remember like what my reading year was like. And that's it. And then I have about like 40 pages left that I just haven't used, and I don't know what I will do with them, but I might just use them as like if I need a dot grid, just rip them out and use them in another journal or something like that. But that is it for this journal. Thank you so much for watching my 2020 bullet journal flip through, my first bullet journal flip through. I hope you liked it. My channel is still very new, so if you like my videos and you want to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button. My February plan with me will be coming out soon, and I think that is it. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.